that, before we start this video, I do want to touch on something. I'm pretty sure that you can tell where this statement is going. There's just so much going on in the world, and it's not easy to talk about, but it is my duty, since I do have so many of you that tune in each week to spend some time with me. It's my duty to lift my voice in times like this for marginalized communities. I don't think that's quite the right word, but the last, what has it been, like a week and a half, I've just kind of been under the mindset of like, oh, kind of taking an ignorant approach, and by saying like, oh, I don't know a lot about the topic, to like say anything. And I kind of just came to the conclusion that that is such an ignorant way to think, and it's such an ignorant way to look at things. And my heart just goes out to everybody, pretty much everyone who's losing their life right now, especially the people of Palestine, Gaza. I'm still not 100% educated, but like I said, it literally is our duty to educate ourselves when we don't understand something. It's so easy to just say, oh, like, not my fight, not my problem, and say like, oh, I don't know enough. But also in today's day and age especially, it's so easy to educate ourselves on anything that we want to know. And my heart is just going out to everybody who has lost their lives, innocent people who have no choice but to be involved. Because either way you look at it, there's people on both sides who literally just live where they live, and they're being attacked, and it's important for us to speak up, so governments know that we can't just sit by, and we're not just gonna sit by and let these barbaric actions happen. So with that said, important to stay informed and not let the people who want to pick fights about what somebody believes or what people say. The most important thing is to educate ourselves and stay informed and not really worry about the bullshit, like these dumb celebrities who say the dumbest shit. Like, of course we come for them, but after the fact, after people's homes and livelihoods have been restored and there's peace, then we can come for the ignorant celebrities. But like I said, my heart is truly going out to everybody. It's unfair. So that is just something really important I wanted to touch on. For today's video, I am going to be telling you kind of 25 things I have learned in the last 25 years. I did write down some notes, and I just wanted to talk about this with you guys. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of go over 25 things I've learned in 25 years, things that have been impactful for me, impactful for my life, especially being younger. These are things that only time could help me realize. So I do have 25 things that I'm going to share with you guys that I have learned. This is very all over the place. Like I said, I've been working on this and just reflecting for on and off for like a month or so. And I wanted to yourself. This won't always apply to everybody, but it applies to me personally and the way that I think, especially because I started working at 16. I just always felt bad, I guess, and I don't know, like, if you think about it, obviously, like, don't go out and, like, buy a Bugatti and be like, yeah, like, you know, that money's gonna come back to me. But I always, like, you know, I see those videos all the time, like, of those, like, finance bros who are like, oh, you spent $8, you know, on a Starbucks drink. Like, imagine if you save that $8, you could have, like, $1 million in 12 months. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, that's so stupid. If you want it, if you need it, treat yourself, especially in, like, today's economy. Like, do you really think I'm gonna be saving $1 million? Like, be fucking for real. And that is a sentiment that I've held so close. It's always gonna come back if you know, are applying yourself and you're manifesting. It's gonna come back to you. Treat yourself right now, and you never know what's gonna happen. Number 3 is comparison is the thief of joy. I think this is such a relatable statement in today's, like, day and age, the social media day and age, because we see, you know, the Kylie Jenners, the Kendall Jenners, the Kim Kardashians, and I'm pretty sure, like, we can all pick something about them that we're like, oh, I want that, I need that. And I mean, I've caught myself, like, falling into this trap for so long, just comparing, like, how I'll never look like that, until I like actually realize that not even they look like that, if you know what I mean. And so comparison really is the thief of joy. Sitting around, like, wishing you look like somebody. Yeah, I spent so many years of my life wishing I was skinny, wishing, you know, I wasn't fat, and, like, looking at skinny people, and I'm like, I wish I could look an ounce like that. And it killed me. It killed my self-esteem until I, like, picked that negative, nasty thinking and threw it, well, that finger pop, threw it out of my mind, and I'm cured. No, I'm not, but you understand what I'm saying. Others' opinions of you are none of your business. This was such a tough pill to swallow for me, because I am the type of person, I don't want to make people angry. I don't want to make people not like me. And I always worried what people thought of me. And it got exhausting, especially, like, at my first job. There was so much, like, workplace drama, and I wanted to, like, be friends with everybody and everybody like me. So I worried so much about what they thought of me, and if somebody was like, oh, such and such said, like, they don't like you, or blah blah blah, like, that would kill me, like, because I want to be likable. Like, I wanted people to like me, I wanted to have friends, you know what I'm saying? And then just one day I read this quote somewhere, and it changed my life. Now you could literally come up to my face and be like, you're so fat and ugly and I hate you, and I would just be like, okay, like, thanks, you know, it's none of my business. I don't give a fuck, like, if you like me. It's none of my business. Like, once you understand that, it literally changes your brain chemistry. Like, once you realize it's none of your business, everything comes full circle, I promise you. Number 5 is there is no failures, only lessons. This is another one that took me so long to learn. Every failure that I've had, or every failure that I had, I thought it was the end of the world. It killed me, especially as you get older and you know, enter the workforce, especially, like, a real professional job. up, failure will kill you. And it took me so long to understand that failures are building you up. They're building you up for something. This one isn't as heavy, but it's only a lesson. Like, don't kill yourself over a failure. Number 6, healing is not linear. I feel like constantly, all the time, we are all healing from something, even if it's mental. I struggled so hard, so badly, so hard. I don't know which one's correct. I struggled with postpartum anxiety. This has been like my biggest life struggle, and some days I was like mentally well, and then like literally 2 days later I felt like I was back in the same mindset when I was like, whoa, I thought I was just healing, I thought I was fixed. And it took me a while to understand that healing, whether it be physical, emotional, mental healing, is not linear. If something's bothering you, you don't have to get over it. You know, one day you may be fine, kind of like with grief. One day you could be perfectly fine, and the next you're in bed, you're sobbing, you feel like you're back at square one, and that is okay. You do not have to have it all figured out right now. If you want to mourn on something, mourn it. Who cares? Don't let people say, oh, you know, that's been over for X amount of years. Like, you really need to get over it. If you feel you need to mourn it, mourn it. Number 7. This is like so unserious, but it is. I simply wrote, fuck that job, with 4 exclamations. Let me explain to you. This kind of goes back to like my overachiever, like wanting everyone to like me kind of mindset, that I would let jobs literally suck the life out of me, and I would just work in these toxic, literal hell work environments. You know, at one job I had a boss say like, oh, so and so saw you on your phone. And when I'm at work, girl, like, I am at work, I've never been the one to like sneak and be on my phone. So when I had a boss tell me that one time, it damn near killed me, because I was like, no, like, that is not me, that is slander. And I ruminated on that a lot, and I had like same coworkers just be like so fucking evil and nasty, and I would just put up with it. I would go to work sick, I would like kill myself for these jobs, and especially like when I was pregnant, I was still working, and I would just be like so fucking dead, throwing up, sick, like my ankles would be the size of tree trunks, and I would still go to work. Like, I am the type of person, I would just feel so much guilt calling in, and then one day I just realized these jobs don't give a fuck about us. Like, we could literally die on the job, and by the time we get to the fucking morgue, they would have our position posted on Indeed. So fuck that job, fuck that boss, like, literally fuck it. If you need a mental health day, take a mental health day. Do not feel bad for calling out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it took me so long to learn that, but honestly, fuck that job. Number 8, every single day is a gift. I think this one is pretty self-explanatory, especially in literally this day and age. Every day is a gift, no matter what you believe. Number 9, always keep learning. There is still things you can learn. Girl, why the fuck would I write that? I'm just kidding. I think this one is super self-explanatory, that just don't get complacent in that mindset of like, I've learned everything I can. never lies to you. I have felt this one in my soul since I was so young. I can read people so well. Anytime I meet somebody, I get a vibe. And girl, like, if someone is a terrible person, I know, and my husband hates this, but I'm like, watch out for them, watch out. And 9 times out of 10, I'm literally always right. So your intuition is not lying to you. Listen to her, listen closely. But number 11 is, your anxiety is definitely lying to you. And your anxiety is lying to you. I've talked about this before. Fuck anxiety. There's not much to get into and unpack there, but your anxiety is lying to you. If you want to do something, go out and do it. If your anxiety is like, you cannot do it, don't fucking listen. If your intuition is like, you probably shouldn't do it, maybe you should listen. Number 12, every storm runs out of rain. This, the like dramatic 12-year-old inside of me, it literally took me so long to learn this. It took me quite a bit of time to learn a lot of things, but this one did take me so long. If I had like friendship breakups or just people leave my life, I thought it was the end of the world. I thought the pain would never end. I just felt so trapped in that thinking, and like it would never get better. There was no up. But honestly, every storm truly does run out of rain. One day you'll just wake up and you just won't care anymore, and you'll realize that there's not enough room to dwell on like what you could have done differently. Because I definitely am like a what if type of person. Like, oh, it could have gone like this, it could have gone like that, when that's just how it was meant to be. Number 13 is beauty is subjective. This is definitely for younger me. She definitely was. Lord bless her, because I spent so much time just not thinking I was good enough. And you know, I had times in my life where people were just like, oh, you know, if you lost weight, you would be so much more beautiful. And so I carried that around for so long, thinking literally at like 13, 14, like, oh, you know, if I just dropped a few pounds, like, you know, I would be better. So I don't know how, but like something inside me would just be better. People would want me more. And that's a fucking lie. There's nothing I hate more than seeing little girls especially be put onto those type of standards. I saw a TikTok the other day, and this mom was bragging about how like her doctor had put her daughter, who was like 7, on weight loss medication. 7 years old. My heart broke because I was that little girl. Granted, like, I wasn't on weight loss medication, but I did have people in my life who were like, you know, you're like 8, 9, 10 years old, like, let's spend the whole summer working out. Like, you need to lose weight to be prettier, you know, to be accepted. Beauty subjective. I never thought that I would be able to find someone in my life, because I was always overweight, and I just didn't think that was possible for me. And my husband came along and showed me, like, who gives a fuck? If you're confident, if you're happy within yourself, who the fuck cares? Literally. Number 14, health is wealth. I think that this is something that we take for granted a lot. Just not being skinny, or that's not what I mean, but I mean good health in general is worth its weight in gold. Just being able to wake up every day and not volition, and like I let everything that go wrong dictate how to feel, instead of like seeing the things that were going so right. And it shaped my reality, literally. Like if the mindset was negative, everything around me was negative. And it's one of those things that really comes with the time, but the positive thinking just literally manifests itself into a positive way of life. Number 17, vulnerability is a strength. Nobody wants to be seen as weak. Nobody wants to ask for help. Nobody wants to be a burden. But there's so much strength in being vulnerable, because there's people who you can lean on that have the answers that you might not have at the time. So if we just let go and say, you know what, right now, I don't know, I need help, there will be somebody guaranteed that can be there to help you. If you're going through something and you need to reach out and you need support, please reach out and lean on somebody. Number 18, love is an action, not a feeling. This is literally going to 18-year-old me who thought, like, yes, I love you. Like, we can conquer this world together. They're cutting the grass. The HOA is cutting the grass. I apologize if you can hear that. But yes, love is an action. It takes a lot of maturing to understand that fully. But, just loving someone is not enough to make it work. The amount of effort that you put in is the love. And it took me so long to understand that. And I'm actually glad that 18-year-old me didn't know that, or like 19-year-old me didn't know that, because I would be putting in so much effort for like the wrong kind of people. But now that I'm older and I can understand that, you will realize that the things that people do for you to show you is the love, not them, saying like, oh, I love you, and abusing you at the same time. Like, that is not love, girly pop. 19, even as an adult, it is okay to not have all the answers. And this one is so important, especially like today's day and age, that like we are literally just kind of going through life by the seat of our pants. Like, we've been through a pandemic and wars, and just so much has been going on. The economy sucks. Like, we are just literally surviving right now, and that is okay. I literally changed my major in college like 10 times. I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to do business administration. I wanted to be a nurse. I wanted to be a phlebotomist. Like, literally, I wanted to be everything. And looking back, at that time, I just wished I could have just like gotten it together, right? But now that I have these like adult eyes, it's okay. Like, there's some people who don't even graduate college or high school till they're like 40 or 50, so it is okay. You don't have to have all the answers. Number 20, if it makes you happy, put your heart into it. This is just very general, and pretty easy to understand. If you love it, do it. That's it. Number 21, a quiet life is a beautiful life, girl. Let me understand now that you don't like to have a good, meaningful life doesn't equal having a bunch of people in your corner, if that makes sense. Number 22, if you love it, who gives a fuck? And girl, what was I thinking when I wrote this? No, this very self-explanatory. There will always be people who try to like discount the things that you love or speak on it when they don't understand. And to me, I'm at the age now where I don't explain anything to anybody. Either you get it and you get it, or you don't get it and you just don't. But I'm not gonna explain anything in my life to anybody. If they don't like the things that I do, that's fine. They don't have to. It's not up for them to be like, oh, here's my stamp of approval for you. I don't care if you don't understand it. Bye, girl. Bye. Like, bye. Number 23, don't force yourself to do things you're not comfortable with. This one, just like all of these, took me so long to learn. I've always just been such a people pleaser, and I would say yes. And something that I think about a lot, which kind of like might be shitty of me, but when I was 16, I had my first job, and I worked with so many people who were adults and didn't drive, didn't have cars, and like my manager would like force the people with cars to like pick up people who like didn't have cars. And that was just something, and like at that time that made me so uncomfortable because like there's so much that went into it, but I was uncomfortable and I was also young, so I didn't know how to say no. But looking back, I would have said no, and I definitely live like by that. Like, if I don't want to do something, if I don't want to be surrounded by somebody, if I don't want to let like someone into my life, I just say no. Like, this very much goes back to the first one, but if it makes me uncomfortable, I'm not gonna do it, girly pop. Number 24, you don't have to have it all figured out, seriously. And point blank period, there are just gonna be so many times in life where you really just don't understand and you don't have all the answers. You don't know what your next move is gonna be, and literally that's okay. That is literally all part of the journey, is not having it all figured out. When I found out I was pregnant, I was terrified because literally I had no idea how to raise a child, how to give birth, how to do any of that. And looking back, I just like literally want to slap myself because that's literally the point. It's okay to not understand. It's okay to not have all the answers, because honestly, the answers are gonna come to you. And number 25 is surround yourself with people who understand and support you. Girly pop, girly pop. Listen to me, be here with me. There is not enough time in this life, in this lifetime, to be miserable or be surrounded by miserable people or put up with negativity when you want to be positive. If someone in your life doesn't support you, doesn't understand you, puts you down, discredits you, cut them off, cut them out of your life. I am the queen of cutting people out of my life because I just don't have the time. In retrospect, this life is so short. Why would I waste it dealing with negativity, dealing with someone who doesn't get me or doesn't want to get me? Do you understand what I mean? Like, why would I surround myself with someone who only wants to be in drama? Girly pop, like, there's not enough time, and you will find your tribe. You will be say I'm thankful